Not gonna lie guys, I'm feeling a little bit more than a little bit like Steve McQueen here today in the brand new 2019 Ford Mustang Bullitt, flying around the hills near San Francisco, California. And you too can feel like Steve McQueen if you download the Driveline app from your app store and follow us, TFL Car. Driveline is an app that allows users to find and drive the best driving roads throughout the country.
This is a 2019 Ford Mustang Bullitt, and you know that because it's painted in iconic green. It's probably one of the most iconic Mustangs that you can buy. And coming up right now, we're going to take it for a ride. I'm going to tell you what separates this Bullitt from a run-of-the-mill GT. Now, interestingly, this Bullitt edition Mustang will be sold around the world, and if you go to Europe, you can now get the Forbidden Fruit Mustang that includes this one. And you might be wondering, in Europe where gas prices are 4 times as high as here, that the EcoBoost, which gets better fuel economy, would be the one that people are buying. But you would be wrong. In every European country, I believe, except for Italy, where there's a super high tax for high displacement engines, this one, the V8, the GT, is the one that outsells the little turbocharged one. How do you tell the Bullitt from a classic GT? Well, it's easy. First of all, it only comes in 2 colors, Highland Green and Shadow Black, go figure. Then you've got these classic 5-spoke wheels with these 6-piston Brembos on the front. The grille, there's a chrome bezel, very similar to the original Bullitt. You also have a big Bullitt badge on the back. It's in fact the only badging on this vehicle. On the inside there's that classic Bullitt cue ball, and if you don't know you're in a Bullitt, just open the door because the sill isn't illuminated, but it still says Bullitt across. What do you think of the new Bullitt?
Man, this Bullitt is clean. Just the lines on it and the stance, it's just beautiful. These tires are massive, the brakes are massive. I mean, the Bullitt, the movie did so much for the Mustang, and this line right here, just like the way this sits with the hood, is just so clean.
The Mustang comes in 3 different engine choices. There's the EcoBoost 4-cylinder, there's the GT350 with the flat plank crank, that's a mouthful, and of course there's this one, which is specially tuned in the Bullitt. And I gotta tell you, out of all the things that I love about a Mustang, the exhaust note has got to be my favorite. Oh my gosh, that is magnificent. Under the hood, you've got the same 5-liter V8 that's in a GT, but there's more. You get the manifold out of a GT350, you get this massive cold air intake, and all that means is that you get an additional 20 horsepower or 480 horsepower and 420 pound-foot of torque. It's also tuned slightly differently, giving you a much more linear power band and giving you a higher top speed, 163 miles an hour. You know, the Mustang is really somewhere between a Challenger and a Camaro. Challenger is an all-out muscle car, Camaro is an all-out sports car. When you get into twisty roads like this, you really start to appreciate just how much grip this car has, how prodigious the braking power is, how much horsepower you really have. I mean, just 20 under 500 is incredible, and just how it hugs the road. But the thing that you also appreciate is just how heavy and big this car is.
Welcome to Tommy's Tech Corner. Today we are talking about the incredibly configurable 12-inch display in the new Mustang Bullitt. So here is the display right off the bat, full color. At a base level, we have a bunch of configurable drive modes here in the new Mustang. So this is your standard normal mode. We have a Sport Plus mode. You can see exactly what each different mode changes right there in the display. So in Sport Plus, it changes the steering, the suspension, the exhaust. We also have a track mode. It's going to say for track use only. Obviously the position of the speedometer and the tachometer change depending on your mode as well. From there we have a drag strip mode, a snow wet mode, and then right back into normal. Now yeah, it's really cool how the display shifts based on the mode you're in, but you can go way deeper into the system. This right here, this little pony icon, this is the magic button that allows this display to really come to life to your liking. It is completely configurable in a bunch of different ways. There is a My Mode where you can set and program your own drive mode, add My Mode, and then show the status of what you have it set to. We have an exhaust menu. I can't believe this. This car has an exhaust menu. So there is a quiet mode for the exhaust, normal, sport, and track. And track is so loud that they have to give you a disclaimer for track use only. There's also a quiet start option. So if you don't want to wake up your neighbors in the morning, you can engage quiet start, and you can either turn it on or set a quiet start time. Let me show you what the difference in sound is.
About this car is just the way it looks, the way it sounds, and the way it makes you feel when you're behind the wheel. And all that is A+. But what I don't necessarily like about it is the fact that in normal mode, it's just a little too squishy with the MagneRide. And in Sport Plus or track mode, it's just a little too nervous. You know, at the office we have the Fiesta ST, which is a 1.6 liter front wheel drive hot hatch that puts out 200 horsepower. Here we have a classic American V8 that's putting out 480 horsepower. You can really feel that weight. When you start to push this car, there's a little bit of a sense that this is an athlete just a little bit past its prime. You know, think of a football player who has probably had a few too many beers and nachos over the years. And that's kind of the sense I get when I'm driving this thing.
On the inside, the Bullitt is pretty much very similar to a standard Mustang, but there are some differences. First is this cue ball shifter. Then you've got this aluminum bezel, which is a little bit different. Of course, you've got your Bullitt badge, which says that this is production number 45. How many will Ford build? Well, that really depends on how many you guys buy. And then when you start it up, well, let me show you. There are only 4 options in this Bullitt Mustang. First are the Recaro seats. Those cost $1,600. Next is the MagneRide, or magnetically adjustable suspension. That's $1,700. And finally, there's a tech package, which costs $2,100. All in all, that gets you to just under $53,000. Oh yeah, you can also choose the color, black or green, and you can choose your transmission. As long as you want a 6-speed manual, you're good.
I'm going to give you a quick good, bad, and weird. The good has to be the MPG. 15 city, 24 highway, which is pretty remarkable, 18 combined. Let's talk about the bad, and that's got to be the fact that this is a $53,000 Mustang GT. Yeah, sure, it's got some cool green paint on it and Bullitt logos, but still, $53,000. And the weird, I'm not a huge fan of the way you spell Bullitt. B-U-L-L-I-T-T. What's up with that? Really, what's up with that? Why not just spell it the regular way?
Bullitt, my good sir, was the name of Steve McQueen's character in the 1968 film that popularized this green Mustang. That, I'll have you know, is why it is spelled B-U-L-L-I-T-T.
So, what does this Mustang compete against? Oh, you know what it competes against. It competes against the Challenger and, of course, the Camaro. Both of those cars are a little different. The Challenger, in my mind, is a traditional muscle car, while the Camaro is over here. That's become a full-out sports car. And this Mustang, somewhere in the middle. It's a Grand Tour
with a little bit of sport and a little bit of muscle thrown in, and a lot of Steve McQueen. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, real world Mustang Bullitt reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.
Well, this has been just way too much fun flying around these hills in the new 2019 Ford Mustang Bullitt. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to check out Driveline in your app store and follow us on the best driving roads as we fly around the country driving these amazing new vehicles.